welcome back to another episode. I say that on every video, but I don't know what else to say. How are we all? I'm alright, not too bad. Bit cold this morning, -1 at the moment. As you can see, we're in the yard again, and we are on the little green machine. Today we are full engine service, grease up, and work out why the work lights aren't working. Hopefully get them going, and then we can get that back to the customer. Because we've had it a long time, and he wants it back, which is understandable. It's his machine. So yeah, first thing we're going to do, I've just cleaned the seat off with because it's a bit frosty. We'll get it started up, drive it around the yard a bit, get the hydraulics warm, get the engine oil warm, and then we'll get all the oils out and get the filters changed. So that's the first plan. The dials, it's all frozen up this morning. Right. Those chokes out. We have ignition. Right, well that should have warmed it up enough now, I should think, to get it all going. Not a bad little machine, to be fair. Done 127 hours. So it's a very low hour machine for the age of it. I can't remember what the age was. I think it was 2012. I'll find out the age and have a look. There's anything on the bucket? I don't think there is. There's an age plate somewhere. Anyway, I can't remember, but we'll find out. I'll find out the age. So I think the first thing to do then is get all this plastic panelling off. Get this top cover off because the hydraulic return filter is in there. Get the seat up, and then we've got engine oil, hydraulic. Oh, they're lovely and warm. Air filter, 2 spark plugs, engine oil, hydraulic oil. We'll check the drive belt and just give everything a grease up. work like. So I'll go check fuses first, because I've just found out where the fuses are. We'll go from there. Right, so to lift the seat up, there's a handle there, and you literally just pull that up then. That gets you to the engine. So there's your dipstick, so we'll drain all the oil out, oil cooler and some bobs. There's all your throttle cables. There's your inline fuel filter. That's your hydraulic pump. That shouldn't be too bad. Right, there we go. That's the oil being sucked out. Really handy tool if you're doing a lot of servicing for on-site or in the workshop for little engines. Most of the bigger stuff has got a drain plug. I don't think this has got a drain plug that's accessible, so we'll suck it out. That's how it says to do it in the manual as well, so that's how we'll do it. Oil's a bit, I don't know whether you can see that, probably not. It's a bit milky, so probably well overdue an oil change, I would imagine. Probably never been done if it's only done 127 hours. But they don't look like Avant filters, so they may have been done. We'll find out. We got a service kit down here. So it's, the customer bought the service kit, so that, luckily that came with the machine. All I've got to do is supply the oil, so we can cope with that. So everything is in here by the look of it. All air filter, oil filter, hydraulic filters, blah blah blah. Now we have got oil drained out. As you can see now, all the panels have been removed. I would not want to replace one of these panels. Must cost a fortune. That one's already got a crack in it. That was like that when the customer bought it. So yeah, those two panels off, which then gives us full access to this side. You had to take the handle off, a few knobs, which one, that was your main control, that's your hydraulic, that's your throttle, take them off. But then that leaves us to get to this side completely. So obviously hydraulic tank, inline fuel filter, hydraulic oil, engine oil. So we're going to do that now. So I'll set it up on a time lapse. We'll get all these filters out and changed. Air filter plugs. I think we'll do the cartridge filters first. I'll get the oil out. No, I'll drain the oil out the hydraulics first, and then I'll time lapse doing the filters then, or maybe do it raw, whichever we want to do, whatever I feel like. Progress. Right, fuel filter has been changed. That was fun. Spark plugs have done either side and all the filters are off. The only filter we've got left to do is the one in the return, which is up there, and the air filter, which we'll do in a second. I just wanted to show you this bit of a design. I think it's a bloody good idea. I've never seen one like this before. That's your top of your hydraulic filter housing. so you can take the middle of the housing out to get to the spark plug, because otherwise it'd be in the way. I think that's a really good idea. They've designed that well. Not very often you look at these machines and think, bloody hell, that's been designed well, with somebody's thought about it. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. Normally you're swearing and going, who the bloody hell designed this? But it's quite service friendly so far. Quite impressed with it. So I think we'll clean that engine oil housing up, and we'll get all the filters back on and get the air filter changed, return changed, and get some oil in it. I think we'll do that bit raw, I think, or should we time lapse it? I don't know. Can never decide. What do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Do you prefer time lapse or bit of raw footage, or however you like it? What do you reckon? Let me know if there's anybody listening. Right, so that's hydraulic return filter done, and all the hydraulic oil filled back up again. So that's good. So now we've just got engine oil to do. This is a Kohler Command Pro 20 horsepower. So this takes 1.9 litres, I think, something like that. Nothing. Oh, that's handy. Bloody dipstick's just falling apart. That's a new one. Well, let's push that back in. Put that on there. Makes us nice and clean. So we'll put 1.9 litres in the jug, and we'll put half in and see how we're going. I've run out of bloody engine oil, so I had to pop to a local dealer and buy some. Bloody expensive from them. Hey, when you need it on the day, not a lot else you can do, is there? I've got to place an order, an oil order. It's like, I think it was 430 quid for all the oil we need. Right, litres on this side, isn't it? Yeah. Fair bit of oil we use. Right, there you go. That's just under 2 litres in there now. Put the lid on so don't kick that over, because that would be handy, wouldn't it? Right, funnel. Right, I'm going to check that, let that go in, let that go down and check that. That should be somewhere near then. And then next job then is get that side panel back on, grease it all up, and get the work lights working. That makes us push back in, because I do not want that coming out and going in the engine. bang on the mark there. So once we've started it up again, we'll top it up. A little bit left in the bottom there. It's all the engine service and hydraulic system service done. So I think we'll go for a startup and see how we get on. Got any leaks? I think I'll leave that up like that so the rams are fully extended, and I will check for check the hydraulic oil, and it'll also be easier for me to grease as well while it's up there like that, so it'll be alright. I just thought we'd have a look at the work lights. I just had all this dashboard apart and fiddling about with the wire on the back of the switch, and it seems to be that we had a loose wire because all of the lights are now working. So there we go, look. So all the lights are working, bottom ones, both sides, are back on. So we must have just had a loose wire on it. So I pushed it back on and everything's working. The dashboard lights up now as well, look. So that's good. So I'm gonna get this screwed back together and we'll get you on a time lapse and we'll go around with the grease gun. And that's this machine done then. The machine's been run up, of course, check all the levels again, and I've just got to top the hydraulic oil up because we're a bit low. Now everything's been run around the filters and the pipes and everything. So, the sun's slowly coming up over, so it's getting a bit warmer in the yard. It was cold this morning. Come on, what's up with you? There we go. Just, well, you can see that just on the mark now, so that's perfect. Not very clear with hydraulic oil. I suppose you want it clear because then you know it's fresh. Right, so full engine service, full hydraulic service. Obviously I'll put this plastic panel back on. I'll put the knobs back on. Grease up, got the lights working. So it's just a grease up now and then deliver it back to the customer today. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll give you a quick run through when we've finished. Right, we'll take the bucket off and get it all set up ready for greasing. One thing I will say about this machine is the water seems to collect on top of the cab, and then as soon as you start driving it, all the water comes running out under here and drips all over your hand, all over the control, so you're soaking wet, which is rather annoying. It's like it wants to drain drain out of here somewhere, or at least drain it down the front so it runs off the frame or something. But that's a bit of a... don't like that. Anyway, we're getting distracted by water. Let's get the grease gun out and get greasing. Once we set the tripod up properly. Yeah. Probably out of grease. It normally is every time I get to it. Yep, of course it is. How the hell are you meant to get to that? I think we're out of grease. Yep, looks like it. Every time I come to the grease gun. Not the most easiest thing to let's see. Yep, we're empty. Of course we are.
"2,000 years later."
Right. I'll watch this explode everywhere like it normally does. Yep, there we go. Covered in it. Grease guns. Right. Well, let's go and get rid of this cartridge before I... Right, let's go again. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get grease into it. Another one there. Grease coming out of that side now. Grease coming out of there. What a stupid place to put that. How are you meant to grease that? Good job the Milwaukee grease gun comes with an angle piece, which is really handy for people that put grease in all the stupid places. All of them are greased. Don't think there's any grease in there. There's points in there. Right, that one in there's grease. I'm guessing there's one on the bottom of the ram somewhere. Don't need this now, do we? Go back in there. Right, there must be one in the bottom of there somewhere as well. How do I get to that? Can't even see grease. There's grease there. Grease pipes, is there? Well, I can see. Maybe there isn't then. No. Anyway, I'll have a look at the manual in a second. See if there's a point where we can grease that. I think that, and then that is everything greased up. I'm going to have a look at the manual and see if there's a grease point for that bottom and a grease point for the steer, the pivot steer. I think we're somewhere near then. Quick look at the manual. The grease point for that main ramp is hiding in here, look. You have to take the mat out. That's your handbrake there as well, but yeah, that's your grease point for your ram. It's hiding in here. So, I'll put it there a second, and there we go, grease that. Now, I did have a look while I got the manual out. Well, I've got it on my phone. I might include the grease points on the actual video, maybe if I remember. Got to get underneath now and grease all the pivot points there. Look, there should be 3 grease nipples. 1, 2, 3. That's your grease pivots. So we'll do that in a second.